Hey, all right, Shalom, Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Waharakak, Wadash. I want to say and give double honors to the apostles and the bishop elders of Great Millstone for teaching this word in truth and sincerity and for ruling well. And salutations to the elect, Lord willing, with some of those men and women that believe in fear. In the name of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, patiently waiting for the day of our salvation. Yeah, I'm the brother Gabar Yahweh from GMS Hawaii, coming to you with another quick lesson. And it was inspired by this this post that was posted up regarding Kristi Noem, the former head of the Department of Homeland Security, right? And we remember she just got removed because of her misdeeds as the leader of the Homeland Security. And it was reported that she had an affair with one of her subordinates, right? And so I see why, right? Well, first of all, they're base people, right? But she's committing adultery, and her husband is a transvestite, right? That's what he is. He called himself that, right? So it says right here, Kristi Noem devastated and asking for prayers after husband's double life cross-dressing photos surfaced, which she already knew this man was a cross-dresser, right? And they call it a double life because she's trying to distance herself from the wickedness that this man is into. But if this is her husband, right? Imagine what she's into. Okay, let me play this news clip real quick.
Noem is asking for privacy and prayers tonight. She's said to be devastated by a report alleging her husband has been what is being called a cross-dressing double life. Senior national correspondent Rich Edson has details tonight. Good evening, Rich.
Good evening, Brett. Well, former Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem and now President Trump are responding to a report regarding Noem's husband's alleged online activities. A spokesperson tells the Daily Mail that she's devastated and that, quote, the family was blindsided by this, and they ask for privacy and prayers at the time. President Trump tells the outlet he knew nothing about it, adding, wow, I feel badly for the family if that's the case.
And they knew he knew about it.
Alleges it obtained hundreds of messages between Brian Noem and three women involved in a site where men cross-dress. The Mail posted several of these photos and writes, Brian Noem allegedly sent women in the community $25,000 in virtual payments.
Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem.
This dude is paying women to allow him to cross-dress, man. And he said he wanted real big boobs. That's what he said he wanted, augmented boobs. And this dude dressing in his wife's clothes, right, putting fake titties on, throwing kisses in the mirror, man. But then he'll look down on a person that you call so-called black, Latino, Native American. It's amazing how the so-called white man, no matter how much evil this dude does and wickedness he perpetuates throughout the world doesn't see him as the base and diabolical piece of crap that he is, man. Or the so-called white woman, man. That shit is crazy. But let one Jake do something, we're all like that. And then President Trump, he has the nerve about talking about he didn't know. Because he motorboated a cross-dresser. I'll play it real quick. Yeah, so here's a video of Trump and Giuliani at the Mayor's Inner Circle press roast. And so this is what they do. This is what the leaders of your cities and your countries does, man. Check this out.
You know, you're really beautiful. And a woman that looks like that has to have her own special scent.
Oh, thank you. Maybe you could tell me what you think of this scent.
I like that.
This may be the best of all. Oh, you dirty boy, you.
These are men. These are men. These are fucking men, bro. And this is one dude's the president. The other guy was the mayor of New York City. One guy is the president twice over, and the other one is the mayor of New York City, bro. Was the mayor of New York City, a district attorney, high-level men, convicting Jake of all kinds of crimes, doing all manners of wickedness, bro, calling themselves the purveyor of righteousness, bro. This is the book of Psalms 12 and 8. The wicked walk on every side when the vilest men are exalted, man. And you're seeing that, right? Your Donald J. Trumps. This just get swept under the rug, right? All the wickedness that this guy does, he's allowed to be the leader of the so-called free world, man. Right? And then you got his officers His officers, her husband, is a fucking cross-dressing demon. Wickedness, man. Which all of this goes against the law, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Shema Shah, but yet these people call this a Christian country. You got people praying over Trump, talking about Jesus Christ, protect Trump and the troops and all this other shit, bruh. When this man does nothing to follow the words of Yahweh Shema Shah, the ones you ignorantly call God and Jesus Christ, man. Nothing at all, right? But like the scripture says in the book of Baruch, the book of Ecclesiasticus. This is the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 10, verse 2. As the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers. In what manner of a man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein. And is Kristi Noem used to be an officer of Donald Trump, right? And I thought when you get these high-level positions, you're supposed to get vetted, and not only you, but definitely your immediate family, right? And they probably knew this shit was going on. I believe she wanted to be the governor at one time. She was a governor, or like she was like she was a high up official before she was the head of Department of Homeland Security. Kristi Noem, when she was running for a position, right? And see, they'll smile, and you'll see this half of the picture right here, where they're smiling and they making you think that everything's all right and okay. And then the second picture is what they really doing, right? Because these Edomites behind closed doors and in public and in these closed meetings, man. This is what they do. This man is base, right? This man is extremely low. He's low vibrational, and he's anti-life. He's anti-Yahweh Shema Shai, man. And all the things they do. Look at this shit, bruh. Like, and then she gonna talk about they asking for prayers after a husband's double life. What the hell? We're not gonna be able to pray the gay away with this guy, bruh. And all these Edomites get down like that. We saw the Trump and Giuliani. This ain't nothing but high jinks and low jinks.
Donald, I thought you were
Yeah, this dude, and it's a known fact that Mayor Giuliani has an obsession with Marilyn Monroe. Let me see, I'll find that. Of course, it denied it. It said that based on available information, there is no evidence that Rudy Giuliani has a personal or private obsession with Marilyn Monroe. However, he did publicly emulate her for a comedic performance early in his career. 1997 drag performance. Giuliani, then mayor. So he was the mayor of New York City when he dressed up like a woman, like Marilyn Monroe. Put makeup on. He took his time with that bullshit, right? Dressed as Marilyn Monroe for a skit at the 1997 Inner Circle Press Dinner, and a traditional event where mayors and reporters put on satirical performances. This was part of a comedic routine, not a sustained obsession. And he does have an obsession with Marilyn Monroe. He does, right? And it's not to be with her. This dude got an obsession with her to be like her, right? Hey, Salakia, hold on. Salakia about that. So anyway, this is how they get down, man. This is the book of Job. This is the book of Job. Job chapter 30, verse 8. They were children, and really I can start at the top, right? It says, but now they that are younger than I have me in derision, whose fathers I would have disdained to have set with the dogs of my flocks, right? And we go into that word for younger. It says, but now I am mocked by people younger than I, by young men whose fathers are not worthy to run with my sheepdogs. It's better than the KJV. We want to look for the word for younger. That word for younger is the Hebrew word that is, the word for younger is mun, which is from out account of, side, since, above, then, that, not more than, express separation, off. Esau is definitely off, right? This man is completely off in everything that he does. It says of material from which something is made, then more than, in comparison, from even to both or either or. What else we got? So yeah, and the younger is Esau Edom because he came out of Isaac, right? And now these people, they got us in derision. They mocking us. See, like he'll mock us and call us he'll mock us. A man like this will call us the N-word. He'll say that we're all thieves and rapists, and not even just the black men. What about the so-called Latino? You call them wetbacks, you call them illegal immigrants, man. The whole time you policing our people, but you don't police your own selves, man. And then when it gets let out, what you try to do, because you're a politician and you're a professional liar, what you're trying to do is distance yourself from your dude. But this is your husband. This is old girl's husband, right? She's making $20 million, $200 million commercials about sending Jake back to South America and back to South America and taking tours of alligator Alcatraz. The whole time her husband is at home, probably getting grounded and pounded by a dude and he's dressed like a woman with fucking fake boobs on and women's clothing. And the scripture says that a man is not supposed to, matter of fact, I'll get that. Not that he's going to follow it, but let me get it anyway. Right? This is the book of Deuteronomy. I believe it's 23:5. Deuteronomy 22:5. It says, a woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man, neither shall a man put on a woman's garment, for all that do so are abomination unto Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Right? In the NLT it says, a woman must not put on men's clothing, and a man must not wear woman's clothing. Anyone who does this is detestable in the sight of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, your power, your God. Right? And so in the eyes of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, Esau Edom is detestable, man, according to that precept and according to Esau's doings. I mean, he's detestable in every other way, but this is what they do. And why? Because this breeds confusion. He puts on a woman's garment, then he puts on fake titties. He puts on a feminine spirit, but yet he's supposed to be a man, a husband to somebody. Right? And then she act like she was surprised by it. Like, you ain't see this nigga trying on your clothes. Like, you ain't see this dude, you ain't walking on this dude dressed like women. And then he giving him hoes $25,000 online. Right? Jake buy a piece of box for $40, and he's the worst thing since sliced bread. But Esau Edom, he gets a pass. And they all get down like this. This ain't just him. At a higher level, the men at Harvard and Yale, they do this shit. Just look at that movie called The Good Shepherd with Matt Damon in it. And he was dressed like a woman. Right? You got actual women, but you didn't want to allow them to be in these plays. So what tickle your fancy is watching a man put on a dress and act like a woman, put the spirit of a woman on him. And that is confusion. That's complete confusion. These are supposed to be high level people, right? And you can imagine what else they're doing that they ain't telling you. Let's go back to the precept in Job. It says, verse 2. Matter of fact, I'll skip down to verse 8. No, not Salakia. Job, let's go back to Job chapter 30. Job 30 and verse 2. Yea, whereunto might I strengthen, might the strength of their hands profit me, in whom old age is perished. Right? And it says, a lot of good they are to me, those worn out wretches. And that's what the Edomites are, man. For want and famine, they were solitary, fleeing into the wilderness, in a former time desolate and waste, who cut up mallows by the bushes and juniper roots for their meat. They were driven from among men. They cried after them as a thief. And that's what happened to Esau during the time of the Middle Ages, man, which they call the Dark Ages, man. Right? It says, to dwell in the cliffs of the valley, in caves of the earth, and in the rocks. Among the bushes they brayed, under the nettles they were gathered together. They were children of fools, yea, children of base men. They were viler than the earth, man. And they still viler than the earth, man. They still viler than the earth. Right? Kristi Noem husband is a drag queen. Right? As what they call him, a cross-dresser. Right? Kristi Noem husband is a cross-dresser, man. And it's just a inkling of what they get into. Right? Because, hey, that's why they want the war, so they don't bring out the Epstein files, the Epstein files. They ain't want to bring that out to show the truth of what they do, because Trump acting like he ain't know what the fuck going on the whole time he's on Epstein Island getting busy with boys and girls, man. Even his own daughter. he has a semi or quasi incestual relationship with his daughter. Talking about he would kiss his daughter because she looked so good. Right? He'd be with her. That's how he felt about his seed, man. You know? So this man he's a low life, man. Esau, you're a low life, man. And it's coming out. And with that, I'm saying shalom, on to the next. Shalom.